I think the reality is we're at a point in the evolution of the industry where technologies are adopted in a manner that has fundamentally changed the way that people interact with money and therefore with banks. The kind of sort of incremental innovations around slightly changing things here and there, not good enough anymore. Banks not only they need to, let's just say, introduce new innovations, but the competency of how you innovate is something that banks are getting better at. And that means creating a funnel of ideas, assessing the ideas for the ones that really matter, and then doing things like prototyping, launching things into the market early. That process is something banks are getting better and better at, and it's essential. A lot of great submissions this year. So familiar themes I think have been around for a while. So mobile was huge again in the submissions. The mobile channel is exploding, and you get the sense that we're just in the very early stages of what's going to happen with mobile. But that was clearly still a trend we saw. Again, we saw a lot of omni-channel submissions, so a lot of folks thinking about starting an interaction on one channel, moving seamlessly to another channel. We saw that show up in a number of forms, a lot with big data, of course. Not just the collection, but you get the sense that banks are trying to figure out what to do with this just tsunami of data that we have. And then finally, I'd say a lot around customer experience. So rather than just being present on a channel or just using a technology, really trying to get inside the heads of customers and design products that meet their needs in ways that often they can't tell you they're looking to have their needs met. We saw a lot of that this year. So it's an innovation competition, right? So we're looking for new ideas, things that haven't been done in banking. And I think one really neat part of this competition is that it is certainly a global award, and there's a global panel. So we're looking for things that haven't been seen in any region in the world. And that can be, again, a novel use of technology. I think, though, the things we were really looking for when let's say a new technology combines with, let's say, a new form of research or customer insight to create a new customer experience that hasn't been seen before. That's really what we're looking for. Focus on highlighting what's novel in your idea. I would say also really focus on, we look a lot at benefit to the customer. And I think we also like to know some of the process, so some insights into the research that went into a particular idea. But again, we see such a volume of submissions that I think being succinct is always appreciated and getting right to the point, and again, focusing on what's novel. And of course, impact is always a tricky one with innovation, because many of the things we see are early stage and they haven't yet created a big impact. But if you have created an impact, we like to see that. If not, you could talk about the impact that's expected, also a good thing. We saw a lot of just great videos, and those, and sometimes they're PDFs and any kind of media websites, and those really help bring that customer experience to life for us. So we as judges absolutely look at those things very closely. Yeah. This one being a global award and just such a large award it's frankly prestigious, right? So it's a great thing to be a part of. I think that for all the people that participated, also you get to see a lot of interesting things that are happening in other areas, right? And this award has really become sort of a nexus for innovative thinking across the financial services industry, and it's a great thing to be a part of.